Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. You have reached the spiritual life of Indigenous Hue, where I talk about my experiences throughout my spiritual journey. Um, First off, how are you doing? How are things? Did you wake up on the right side of the bed or the wrong side of the bed? If you woke up on the right side of the bed, I hope your day is still going just as right as when you woke up, because we need that energy to be exuded out into uh, the world and society today, and hopefully it comes back to you tenfold in such a awesome manner. And if you woke up on the wrong side of the bed, hey, I'm guilty. You wake up, you're like, ugh, I gotta do this again. I understand. I get it. I get it. I do it too. But just know, just take it one day at a time. Take it one step at a time, one breath at a time. All will be right as rain eventually. So keep your head up. So today's subject is spirituality is not for the faint of heart. Now, I did another video about this, and now the words are completely going to be completely different because I can't remember what I said, but for some reason, it didn't want to upload. So here we go once more. But spirituality is not for the faint of heart. And I will tell you that I've been on a spiritual journey for a very long time. So long, in fact, that I am excited but scared to talk about it, given the shallow mindset of today's society. Um, and how everything or every conversation just feels so surfaced, and it doesn't, no one has room, or it just feels like no one has room to go in depth, to get to the root of something, whether it be good or bad. uh, but spirituality is not what a lot of people think it is. um, it's great in a manner that it allows you to be humble. It allows you to have humility, allows you to have compassion, grace, um, empathy, everything that ties into what love is supposed to be. And um, I've watched many content uh, when YouTube started to get really, really big with content creators, and then all of a sudden there was this shift in spirituality, and there are some that are truly, truly spiritual coaches, and spiritual leaders. But then, if you've been on a spiritual journey as long as I have, you gain discernment. You gain a lot of discernment. And I say this, you use discernment with me. I may not be the person that you want to listen to or watch. Um, but there have been instances where I'll watch a so-called spiritual leader, and they're all about rainbows and sunshine and all of this stuff, and I'm like, I have my thought process on it. And it's just, it's a sad thing, because when you are when your vessel decides to align with your spirit and soul and say, you know what, I really want to be spiritual, I really want to hone in on this divinity that was given to me, I really want to be bigger than just this 3D reality. That is an honorable thing. But realize that you will be stripped of all 3D material things. And you're going to find yourself in a push and pull struggle because you're dealing with something that you've been conditioned to think is something that you need, want, desire, but it's not what you want. It's not what you need. And it's not truly what you desire. And everybody's all about, let me get this, let me get that, let me get this, because you could then feel fulfilled. You could show off. Really, to be honest with you, all of these things that people are saying, oh, you got to have this, you got to have that, and they get all of these things, it's to show off that they have fulfilled something when truly they have fulfilled nothing. And what they only fulfilled is that they had some monotone or to get whatever it is to show it off to the friend or family or whoever to say, hey, look at me now. Uh, but inside, there's a lack, there's a void. And so we do things to fill a void that can't be filled with 3D material things. And so spirituality will strip you of that. And again, it's going to be a tug of war, where you're like, I need money. I need it now. I understand. I get it. I right now my car is in the shop, and last night I didn't get a lot of sleep because I'm thinking, man, I don't have enough. What's going to go wrong? And I need, and then I found myself saying I need. I said no, no, I, it is what it is. This is a test to see how you know things will go, and all will turn out right. This is happening for a reason, because if I don't take care of it now, it's going to be even worse down the road. So, excuse me, it's very much like that with spirituality. You have to be able to let go of egotistic mindset, of a 3D mindset, like I said. Um, and it's not for the faint of heart. You're going to lose a lot. And when I say strip you of the 3D, it's going to strip you of your friends. It's going to strip you of your congregation. It's going to strip you of all the things that you thought was spiritual. And then you're going to find that all the things that you've been taught was a myth or it doesn't exist, exists. It exists. And then you're going to question everything that has been said to you or everything that has been taught to you. Um, and so you have to use discernment with spirituality. And when you do go with spirituality as well, um, I'm going to tell you this, it is survival of the fittest. It is survival of the fittest. However, there are a lot of shifts happening right now, and there's even a bigger shift happening where it's not going to be as intense. It's not going to be as intense, um, because those of us who have been on this journey for a very long time, some of us, I'm actually a little nervous to say this, some of us prior to being born um, into this life, uh, have sacrificed a lot. And during my spirituality, I have been the brunt of scrutiny. Scrutiny. I've felt. energies where they had no faith, little to no faith in me. They'd had wavering belief, which is why I don't necessarily say I believe in things rather than I stand in knowing. Um, but I'm not saying I know everything. I'm not saying I'm intellectually smart. I'm not saying that I'm all knowing. I'm omnipotent and all omniscience and omnipresent and all of that thing. I'm not. What I'm saying is, I stand in a knowing that there is something bigger than myself. And I stand in a knowing that it will eventually happen. So, and, there have been many people who have gone on a spiritual journey and they were met with such harshness, such scrutiny, such backlash that they are no longer here. And to be honest and to be 100% honest, and I mean 100% honest, there are moments where I am jealous of that. Um, because I have been met with such backlash, such scrutiny, feeling or actually being undervalued and underappreciated in life. I'm now starting to become more appreciated that it surprises me. I'm so used to the negative side of things that now as I progress, as that shifted so many times, it, I'm being appreciated for things. For instance, the other day, my boss was like, "I really love what you did with this and da 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 da," and I'm looking at it and I'm like, "Wow, this person did a really great job." And she said, "Lauren, you did this." I was like, "I did it? Oh, because I will do things." And then once I'm done with it, I'm so used to not being appreciated for it, just getting a shallow thank you, that it goes away. So to gain that appreciation, you realize how humble you are, how much humility you have gained throughout this process. And when I said that I was jealous, it's because I've tried, and I have died. Honestly, I have died multiple times, more than I care to share, or more than I actually you know care to know, to be honest. um and and I've come to a point to realize that, yeah, I'm here for a reason. They're not going to allow me to come home until I've experienced what I need to experience and do what it is that I came down here to do, and that is to bring and be a conduit of light and love, um that I had dimmed for a very long time, because of so much hate, and degradation. Um, but please use discernment. It's not for the faint of heart. And if you find yourself on the precipice of struggle and just wanting to give up, don't give up. Don't give up, honey. Let me be an example of strength for you. Okay. If this at all resonated with you, please like, share, subscribe. Um, and, I wish you much love and peace. Know that I love you. I really, really do. I truly appreciate you. I get emotional when I say that because I don't say it often. But I love you, and you know who else does. I'll see you next time.